Well, hello, class. This is kind of the week 14 video. Last week was the Turkey Day video. Week 14 literally kind of lasts 2 weeks. So, um, anyway, but Turkey Day is kind of a half a week. So, anyway, there's not a whole lot happening this week. I mean, it's the same as the stuff that was happening last week. We got a couple quizzes and a discussion, and we're getting ready for our final speech, the special occasion speech, which we'll talk about that later. But anyway, I'm going to call this my reasons that I'm thankful video. So I had a pretty low key Thanksgiving. I went up to Ames, Green Hills, and hung out with my uncle, and mom and dad were there. And then, my uncle got tired, so we put him down for a nap. And then we went over to mom and dad's house, and we put dad down for a nap. Mom wrote Christmas cards, and then we I watched football. Dad woke up. We watched some more football. Then we had kind of a small like kind of soup and kind of uh, fixings kind of dinner, and then I left. Well, I was on my way home. I had watched the first half of the last football game with my dad, and I said, "Well, I feel like watching the second half." So I stopped in. It always amazes me that bars are open on Thanksgiving. I've never felt a need to go to a bar on Thanksgiving, but apparently some people have that need. So I stopped in and I said, I'll just watch the end of the game. Well, I was sitting there and the guy next to me, he says, "So, how was your Thanksgiving?" And I kind of detailed what I just said here. And then I went on to saying that I was going to go do Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. I was more excited about Small Business Saturday than Black Friday, and so on and so forth. And he said, "Well, that sounds like a good Thanksgiving." I was just at a Friendsgiving, and it came down to it. And he's like, "Well, I discovered that this was his first Thanksgiving after a divorce, and his three kids are with mom and their family." So we got to chat. It turns out we both went to the same high school. We both had the same circle of people that we can interact with. And he says, "Hey, do you know Laura?" And he said a last name, but I'm not going to share the last name. And I said, "Yeah, I was in her circle." And he says, "Well, I'm the Max." And I vaguely remember in school there was the Laura, and my cutest couple from high school was Nate and Laura. And I remember my first kind of disappointment was that they spent all of high school together, and then all of a sudden by Thanksgiving they'd split. And the reason they split was Max, because Laura decided to, I don't know if cheating is the right word, but decided to spurn Nathan for Max. And I never met Max. I didn't know anything about Max. I was in Missouri, so I was kind of getting some details, but not all the details. And anyhow, we started talking because we had the same circle, and we like, yeah, I know this person, I know that person. And anyway, like I say, he starts getting like really dark about this girl Laura, and Laura's wonderful, she's lovely, but it's been 20 years, and you kind of went out for a few months, and you got married, had some kids, got divorced. A lot of things have happened. You became an antitrust lawyer, all these things. So I felt really thankful that my life was not living 20 years in the past, and other things. Then he says, "Oh yeah," he mentioned this other guy who went to school with TJ, and says, "Oh yeah, he's going to a hosting or having a." Oh, my dog decided to come in here. Oh, it's the cat. Anyhow, um, he says they're having a watch party for the World Cup. And I said, "Oh, maybe I'll check that out." And I went there and I saw TJ briefly, but he was it was too packed. I couldn't really stop in and just stop in. And then I saw Max there, and he was having an O'Doul's. And in my view, having an O'Doul's is kind of like you're giving up. Anyway, it made me feel really thankful for my life. So, anywho, hopefully you guys also had things that happened to you on Thanksgiving and last weekend that made you feel thankful. So, like I said, we've got a couple quizzes. There's a discussion. Get ready for the special occasion speech. If you go online, there are lots and lots of special occasion speeches you can choose from to watch. with that, hope you had a good Turkey Day, and we'll see you next week.